name is Jackie, and today is September 28th, maybe, 2022. This is probably Flosstube number 78. I'm not quite sure about that either. It is fall here in Kentucky. Yay! So I have my fall cup here today. And I'll show you about these cups later on. But I've got my drink ready. It's beautiful out. It's been beautiful the last few days. Right now it's currently 46 degrees here in south central Kentucky. And it is a little chilly, but it's really, really nice. It's overcast. It says it's supposed to be a high of 71 today and be sunny, but right now it's very overcast out. So I'm using some lights in my room, trying to brighten it enough so I can shoot this video. And then after I finish shooting this video, I've got to run off to the doctor's office, so I'm a little more dressed up than normal, got a little makeup on, because I'm heading over to my neurologist when I finish this video. So hopefully I'll get this all done and get myself situated before I have to go out the door and go to the doctor's office. So I have lots to share again today. I have some FFOs, fully finished objects. I have some FOs, finished objects. I have whips. I have some of an enhancement to my collection, my cross-stitch collection. And then I have some holiday stuff that I was able to pick up at a peddler's mall that's close to me. And I want to share those items with you as well, because I love that peddler's mall. So let's get started. The first thing is I want to re-show my Lizzie Kate Do What Your Wife Said. I showed this last time, and when I showed it, I said I thought it looked a little crooked to me. And it was. The word succeed was stitched too low, so now I've got it finished and fixed, and it looks much better. And I'm going to keep it in the frame the way it is. I had a few people say they liked the frame that it was in, didn't need to be painted or anything. So I am going to keep it in this frame and get this hung. So glad to have that fixed and finished again. My next FFO is The Night Owl by Prairie Schooler. So you guys have seen this before. This was in the September-October 08 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I got this fully finished this morning. And I have a plan for this, which I'll share later in the video, but there it is. It's just a little ornament. And I have it backed in felt and got a little ribbon on it. So there it is. It's so cute. I love these little ones. I'm going to have to definitely find some more of these to do because I really do enjoy doing them. So that is my second FFO. My third FFO is Fancy That, the Candy Elf. So this is, he's got a name. What is his name? Caleb. Caleb the Candy Elf. So there's a series of these patterns that are elves. There are 7 or 8 of them. And I've only completed one of them so far, and that's Caleb. And I finally got him fully finished. And this is little Caleb finished now. There he is. Isn't he adorable? Oh, I love him so much. So I finished him as a stand-up. All my own color choices in the stitching itself. I didn't have any of the called for colors, so I just went with what I had. Some of it was, I'm trying to think now, it's been so long. I think some of it was Fancy Floss and some was DMC. I did add buttons. You can see buttons here and here, and there's another one on this side. And then I put red and white striped cording like Candy because he is the Candy Elf. This is the back. It's a beautiful Christmassy striped fabric. And his bottom is also that stripe. And there he is. Isn't he adorable? I can't wait to do more of these. I keep putting off doing these, but I really need to get them done because they're just so adorable. Adorable. So that is Caleb the Candy Elf. My next fully finished is Needle Nick. He is from Lizzie Kate. This is one of the original kits that she put out years ago. I had started collecting these when I came back into stitching and was able to get most of them in the original kit form. And you'll see on this particular Santa, he's got swirlies in his beard and he's holding a basket. I did not put the swirlies in and I did not attach the basket. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I've kind of left him as is, and then I'll decide at some point if I'm going to add the basket or I'm not. But I didn't like the swirly in his beard. I just felt like that was too much. But this is Needle Nick. And he is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. He is with the original fabric that came with the kit, which is like a holly tree, holly berry bush type thing. I decided to use green cording with gold metallic for his cording around him. And he is stitched on a, I think it is, I didn't use the original fabric for him either. I think this is a 28 count mushroom. I'm almost sure that's what I used. But there he is. He's got all his beads and his buttons. He's got the bells on his shoes, the little bow here on his tree, and he is just absolutely fabulous. So the sizing of these works out really perfect because I'm almost sure I stitched, and I'll look in a minute and I'll let you know, but I'm almost sure that I stitched the Candy Elf on 36, and I believe he was done, oh, let me look, because I'm not sure now before I show you. I hate to give bad information. So let's see. To get into my app here, I love the Cross Stitch Plus app. It is my favorite thing to keep all my information on. It really helps me keep track of things. So let's see. Of course, I got to flip down to 2021. There we go. Okay, Uncle Sam. I guess I could have just typed in his name. Okay, so the Candy Elf was stitched on 36 count flax linen. And then Santa was stitched on, if I can get my thing to come back up, let me flip this forward. Come on, Santa, where are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to hold you up while I'm looking for this, but I wanted to make sure I gave the right information. There he is. Needle Nick is stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana. So you can see the size difference in these, and it works out perfect that Caleb looks like a little elf. So this is 28 count, which I'll do Mrs. Claus in the same size, and this is Caleb. So perfect, perfect. Looks like a little elf. So it just worked out so great. So I'll be doing all of the elves on the 36 count, and then all of my stand-up Mrs. Claus really in 28, probably in the same mushroom. When I got Mrs. Claus, I did not get the full kit. All I got was her pattern. So I'm so thrilled that those are done. They'll go out this Christmas. So those are, oh, nope, one more. Got one more fully finished. Drawn Threads Autumn Welcome. And I did get this done in time for autumn. And you can see it there. And here it is all framed up. I'm going to try to cut the glare when I do this. I probably need to back up a little. Let's see if I can tilt it so you guys can see. There we go. Look at how beautiful it is. Now I decided to keep the green mat with this. There are two separate mats. One is red and one is green, and they kind of go with every season. So when Christmas comes, I'll put the red one on, and then when spring comes, the green one. The summer comes is the red one, and then when autumn comes is the green one. So I only need two mats for all of them, but it just works out really great. But I'll get in real close here and see if I can tilt. Nope. Yeah, there we go. So you can see all the stitching. It's just beautiful. Love these. These are so quick to stitch up. And of course now I need to kit up the winter one. That's the last one in the seasonal series that I have not finished yet. There are also holiday ones. So there's a Christmas one, a Halloween, there's another one. I can't think, but there's several that are holidays too that you can switch out, so I'll eventually get those stitched as well. But they are very quick stitch, and I love the specialty stitches in them. And for whatever reason, I forgot to put an eye on It comes without an eye. It shows as, and I was going to put a bead in there, but I forgot. So the squirrel has just his open eye. So glad to have that done. I had plans of having so much more to show you guys, but I cannot find, sorry, I don't want the frame to fall. I cannot find the right size frames for the designs that I'm working on. My hair won't do anything. And so I've talked my husband into buying me a compound miter saw for Christmas. I know that's a weird gift to ask for, but I really need it so I can cut down frames and save money doing that instead of having stuff framed. So I'm really happy that he's going to go out and look for one and get me a compound miter saw. I used to have one in Florida and I would cut things, but when we packed up and sold everything that got sold, I was kind of disappointed that I allowed that to get sold, but I'll get another one. Hold on. Getting dry throat. Okay, so those were my fully finishes. Now I do have one FO, a finish, and I worked on this quite a bit from the last time that you saw it. This is Feed Your Soul by Stitches Through the Years on Etsy. And I'm going to post right here what it looked like the last time you saw it. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like now. And it is fully finished. It's finished. It's not fully finished. It's finished object. And there it is. So it is gorgeous. Look at that. I love this. It's so delicate and sweet. And I thought I had a frame and I was going to get it framed before I got on here, but I did not. It has to be cut down. So it's going to have to wait. But it is just beautiful. It's got all these little birds and the delicate flowers. Love the alphabet. And just a sweet, sweet design. So that is Stitches Through the Years. She is on Etsy and she came out with several new patterns and I already snapped those up because I really love them. So I have plans on stitching more of her patterns. So that was my fully finished. So now we're down to whips. What do I have for whips? Well, I have been spending lots of time still. I took a break from, hold on just a minute, please. I'm so sorry, my nose started running and I didn't want to blow my nose on camera, so I'm so sorry about that. I took a break from the stocking for the month of August. Oh, that's my washing machine telling me it's done. I have a 100% wool coat in the washer right now, felting. So it just finished on there. So we'll talk about wool and felting a little later. But I took a break in August and September from working my stocking. It's mostly September. I think I worked on it part of August. I think, not sure. But I've gotten quite a bit done. I'm going to stay focused on this because I'm almost to the finish line and I want to show you where I'm at. I'll post a picture here where I was the last time you saw it. And now this is what it looks like now. And you can see I'm all the way down around the toe. I've got the church all outlined. I have one of the trees. There's several more trees that need to go in. I guess I should have showed the pattern so you'd know what you were looking at. So this is the pattern. This is where I'm at. I have to finish here and then come around and do all this, the trees and stuff in here. And then finish all the back stitching. Glare, glare, glare. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to look through my bifocals so I can see what you say. So, yep, that's it. And it is just beautiful. I love it. I'm going to have this done for my husband. I am. So I've got quite a bit done on that bottom there, as you can see. And I've got all just this here to fill in with stitches. And then this gets met up with that, and then I can start doing all the back stitching and get his name on it. So I'm really hoping I can get this done by the 1st of November. We'll see. So if I'm able to get this done, then I will hopefully try to film a video of me and how I finish them. And it's pretty much the same as Vonna does it. I mean, I've watched her video several times, and then I've kind of I wing it from there, and I like how my stockings turn out. They turn out really well, so I will try to video. I'm not going to make any promises. I know I told people next time I have a stocking that I will video it, so I'm going to do that. So that was one whip. And then I had a couple of claws is the name of the pattern. It is by Little Cross Stitch X Stitch Stories on Little X Stitch Stories on eBay, not eBay, Etsy. Okay, sorry. And I'll show a picture here so you can get the correct information of them. And you'll remember last time I showed Santa Claus as a finish, and so there he is, he's finished. And now I've got started on Mrs. Claus, and all you're going to see is her mouth, her chin, and a little bit of her nose. But hey, it's a start. I'm glad to have her started. I don't know why I'm struggling a little more on her than I was on him. And this is the same count fabric and everything. But for some reason, I'm having trouble with it. I don't know. I'm going a little slower with it. So that is a pair of claws by Little X Stitch Stories on Etsy. I don't know why I think of I want to say eBay, and it's not eBay, it's Etsy. The next item I worked on was Autumn Leaves, and I didn't iron this at all, sorry. Some of the stuff I ironed, this I didn't iron. Autumn Leaves by Cherry Hill Stitchery. I'll post a picture here. And then I will also post a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is where I'm at now. I finished the entire middle motif, and I put the little ampersand right there. So, still loving this fabric. I think it's a perfect match for these colors. And will I finish this before the end of August? No, or the end of autumn? Probably not. Probably not. I am hyper focused on a couple of my older whips, trying to get them done, and one being the sled stocking, and the other being my Little House Needleworks Early American series. And you know, everybody's seen these patterns before. This is what they look like. There's a series of 9 patterns. The last time I showed this, I'll put a picture here, I had finished Abigail Adams, which was in the bottom corner, and I had started on Patrick Henry, and I had a problem with Patrick Henry's house because it was supposed to be an eggshell, and I started it in eggshell, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted it in white to match Martha Washington's house. I wanted more white in the pattern because the border has white in it, and I wanted to bring that in. So here's where I'm at now. So I completed Patrick Henry, and and the next one to come up is going to be Molly Pitcher. So there it is. And I'll fold this down so you could see Patrick Henry a little better. And there he is. So cute. Love these designs. I truly do. They are so adorable. And I've been working on this. This is my oldest, I'm almost sure this is my oldest whip. Now we gotta look on my app again because it'll tell me what my oldest whip is. Yes, 2017 is when I started this. In fact, I started it on 1/26, it says 18, but I actually started in 2017, at the end of 2017. So this is just beautiful. It is on a 32 count sand even weave, and this stuff is fabulous. I love this fabric. It never holds the hoop marks. It never holds anything. You can see a crease along there, that'll fall out. It just doesn't hold any of the marks from my hoops at all. It just falls right out. So I'm going to be hyper concentrated to get this done. That means I have 2 more blocks to go and 3 more months, October, November, December, to get this complete, 100% complete. I got those 2 blocks and then to finish off the border. And this is in this bag is got to be from the 90s. I'm sure it is. This was a project bag from the 90s. So I did a band stitching across this. This is I Love Cross Stitches. You can see the house. That was an old 80s, 90s motif. And the bag looks like this. It's a zipper. Zip it out here and I'll show you. Let me pull this stuff out of the center here. And it's just 2 pockets, and then it has string ties that you can put a page protector or something to hold your project pages, and then it's got 2 pockets. So this is what I use to store my Early Americans. I love that it's got the little ties so you can tie in a project page or something. I have all the extra floss in here, that I have the patterns that I need to stitch are in here, and I just throw the whole thing right inside of it and zip it up, and it works really great. Let me get this zip back up, and it's got the little handles, which is nice, and it's a nice little travel bag. Who knew they had those back then, huh? That's about one of the only things that I had that I didn't end up losing, we'll call it losing, because it had a project in it, and I kept packing that in a box that was going with me. So I ended up having that bag with the one project. That was the only thing I had left for my stitching from when I stitched in the 80s and early 90s. Okay, so I think this is my last whip. And it's going to be Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Under the Seesaw. And I'm definitely not caught up yet, but I have done a little bit of work on it, and I was working towards the bottom. I'll post a picture here what it looked like the last time you saw it. And then this is what it looks like now. So I've got puffers and jellyfish and seahorses, and I've started on the bottom there heading for the treasure chest. So I love this. This is just so stinking cute. Love it on this fabric. And I think it works beautifully with it. So this is another one where I'm going to have to probably stop for a little while and finish the projects that are important to me to finish before I break it back out again. So mostly my plans are to finish the stocking, finish Early Americans. I still need to finish Blackbird Designs Christmas Garden, because I have not put, whatever I'm going to put on the bottom, I haven't done it. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm probably going to put Christmas Garden on it, because I don't have the time to rechart the words to put it on there, and I really want it done this year. And then I still have Mirabilia's Miss Christmas Eve that I have to finish backstitching and beading. So there's several projects there that I would love to get off my whip list, and so we'll see if I can get those things done. So I think I'm going to let everything else, besides Mrs. Claus, I want to continue working on Mrs. Claus. I think everything else is probably going to stay to the wayside. I still have to, I do have a secret stitch that is for a exchange for the Bluegrass Stitchers Facebook group. We're doing an ornament or a smalls exchange. So I still have that. I've got one thing in progress. I might start another because I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. I like to have 1 or 2 fully finished and then decide which one I like best. So I have another project that I want to kit up this couple days and do that. And then I also need to kit up and stitch my winter welcome from the drawn thread. So I have to have that done before the 1st of winter. So lots and lots to do. So fall kind of is going to fall to the wayside as far as stitching. I can't do anything else about it, and hopefully I'll get those done. Maybe I can get them picked up after the new year and get them fully finished, so I'll have them ready for next fall. So that, I think, is all my stitching. So I do have, and I'm sorry if you can hear that, somebody's mowing and the property next to me. So if you can hear the mower, I apologize for that. It's a low tone, so you might hear this like hum. And if you do, I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm going to stop this for just a second, and I'm going to come back and share what I have acquired for my cross-stitch collection. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so before I start showing what I have acquired, I did have a few questions about some of the things that I have done to organize and to and other things. Let's just say other things. So one of the questions is, what am I using in the bottom of my stand-ups for a weight? Because they are weighted. They're heavy, so they will not fall over. I do weight them. So I will tell you that I use fishing weights for my stand-ups, for my large stand-ups. So it is a no-roll sinker, and this is what the package looks like out of Walmart, and it is a 3 ounce, it's 3 ounce, right? 3 ounce. It's a 2-pack 3 ounce no-roll weight sinker, and it is a thick, flat weight. So it goes right in the bottom of, so when I'm doing them, I glue it to the bottom here, and then I stuff them and put this in. So anytime you can see, you can't see, but he's very heavy because he's weighted with that 3 ounce. And I know 3 ounce doesn't sound like a lot, but it is enough to hold them up. So I did that with both of these. He also has that in it. I could probably use a smaller ounce on the smaller one, but I didn't, all I had was the 3 ounce, so I threw that in Caleb as well. So that's what I use. I use no roll sinkers, 3 ounces, and they come in a 2-pack from Walmart. The next thing that somebody asked me was about my floss storage and how I am doing that. The rings themselves are 3-inch rings. This is a package that I got from TJ Maxx. So I'll show you this first. So this is what it looks like. It's to hang your belts and scarves and stuff. You can see it's got a TJ Maxx label on there, $4.99. And you get 10 rings attached to this. 10 rings. I can't buy 10 3-inch rings for $5, but I can get them from TJ Maxx. And this was last year. I'm sure they're still carrying this. It's coming up on the holidays. It's a nice holiday gift. But for $4.99, it was an awesome deal, and I bought multitude of these so I would have enough 3-inch rings to hang my floss along my curtain rod. Now, I will tell you, if you live in an apartment or you live somewhere where you don't want to hang a curtain rod on the wall, you can do other things to your floss to organize them. You can put them on the rings like I have and get an over-the-door shoe organizer. And I've shown pictures of that before. If you go back to my video where I talk about unbobinating and putting all my floss on floss drops, then you will see a picture of the over-the-door organizer, and it's the one that's metal, and it has the little loops that you hang shoes on. You could hang your rings on those loops on the back of the door. It won't cause any damage. It's got over-the-door hooks, so it just hangs on the back of a door. You can also put curtain rods on the back of your door if you wanted. That would work as well. And then someone asked me about why I do that, why I decided to go from being bobbinated in a box, nice and organized, to hanging my threads. And the main reason is because Fancy Floss is hung on cardboard, on paper, chipboard, not even chipboard, cardstock. And they're hanging. So it was hard to go to use some Fancy Floss and some DMC, and some of them were bobbinated, some of them were on that. It became, if I'm using both and I'm intermixing in a pattern, it became a pain in the rear. And I just thought it would be better to just put them all like that together so they all just kind of match. So when I have them on a ring, they all fit on the ring, no problems whatsoever. I don't really worry about them getting dusty or fading. The window that I have does not hit, the sunlight does not hit any of my floss. And if I'm concerned about dust and stuff, and I probably will at some point, I'll just take a cut of fabric and just lay it over it while I'm not using them, while they're just hanging, to protect them from any dust or dirt that might fly around, or cat hair, you know how that is. I'm constantly picking cat hair out of my stuff. And if it's not my hair I'm picking out of it, it's Paisley's hair and Mia's hair and the dog's hair. I can't accuse my husband of that. He's got no hair, so he's free and clear of that accusation because he has none. But always picking hair out of my stuff. I always worry about if I put something in the fair, will I get dinged for pet hair in my cross stitch? Because it's you can pick it out till the sun comes down. It's still going to have some kind of specialty fiber, and that's what I call it, specialty fiber cat hair in it. So that's probably one of the main reasons I haven't taken anything to the fair, because I don't want the judges to write on my critique, please pull all the cat hair out of your designs. And so that's not cool to me. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. You can use these. These are also hanging hooks that would hang in a rod in a closet. You can certainly do that too and use the hooks and hang it, in a closet somewhere. So just some ideas, and if you decide to unbobinate, I find that I prefer it not all kinked up. I prefer not to have to unroll and reload, re-roll it when I have little bits and pieces and stuff like that. So that's what I've decided to do, and I really like it this way. I can see all my colors out. It's just beautiful on my wall, so I really enjoy it that way. So those are the questions that I have. If you have any questions about anything that I show, or you want to ask me about anything, put a comment down below. I'll be glad to answer it for you. I'll share the question if I feel like other people will be interested in finding that information out. Okay, so I didn't show this in the last video. I had received it the day of the video, so I didn't get a chance to share this, but I did want to share this. A couple of videos ago, I was talking about a design that I had done in the 90s that had Mickey Mouse riding Mother Goose, and that I didn't have the pattern anymore. I would like to get it again, but not sure where I can find that pattern. I haven't really seen it. And a very sweet lady, and I'm not going to mention names because I did not ask her, so I'm not going to do it, but she knows who she is, went on eBay, found the pattern, and then sent it to me, which was the sweetest thing ever. So here it is. It's in a book called Walt Disney by Paragon. And that was the pattern that I had done back in the 90s that I no longer have the cross stitch because in the middle of a divorce, somehow that did not make it back to my possession. And I think my ex gave it away to somebody. And it's got such cute little Disney characters in this book. Let's see if it has a middle. It's got Dumbo. Yeah, these are cute. Look how cute. Thumper and Flower. And of course the back patterns. It's got patterns there. But I love this, and I love stitching it. And at some point I may want to stitch it again when I have a grandchild. And because I came from Florida, Disney. So thank you so much for being so thoughtful as to look for it for me and purchase it and send it to me. That was very sweet of you. I greatly appreciate it. So that took care of that. I did get a few things. The new fall issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher came. I love this book, love the stuff that's in it. I love that it's punch needle and cross stitching. I know I want to do punch needle so bad, but I don't want it to interfere with my stitching and work. I gotta work. If I didn't have to work, I could punch and cross stitch all day. But I have a punch needle, I have supplies. I even bought a nice punch board to use so that I could punch needle, and I'm going to pick something. I want to do something Christmassy for punch needle. So I'm going to attempt to find a pattern that I want to do and get it on the board, get the floss together. And part of the issue is a lot of these patterns are done with Valdani floss. And Valdani is so expensive. It is so expensive, especially if you're on a budget. And you can use DMC, but Valdani is really beautiful. And I wish I could afford some Valdani thread, but I can't. So I'm just going to have to wing it with DMC or do some fancy floss or something like that. But maybe I could ask my husband for some Valdani thread for Christmas, like one of those multi-pack ones. But yeah, it's one of those threads that I would love to have, especially if I'm doing the punch needle or I'm doing the wool applique, which I still haven't done. I bought this last year when I saw Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch do hers. I went and bought it. It's still sitting here. It's still sitting here, not done. I pulled it out today, said, I need to get that done. It's so small, there's no excuse why I can't get that done. And I still have, I don't know where they are, the little house ones I was doing, I showed you guys probably about this time last year, and I haven't touched it since. So I really need to get this stuff out and get working on it. I will try to do that. I'm going to try to do that. I'm just focusing on his stocking. I really want to get that stocking done, and then I will try to branch out a little more, because there's so many things. I love wool applique. I love punch needle, and I love this magazine. So if you don't get Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, it has some beautiful patterns in it. You can get just a digital issue if you want. Instead of paying for a paper issue, you can get them digital. It's quite a bit cheaper. I think, I want to say the last time I did it digital, and I can't guarantee these are the prices now. Go on their site and look, but I think the last time I did digital it cost me $24 for a year, which was fabulous, and you get 4 issues, so it's $6 an issue. And if you do the paper issue, I think it costs anywhere from $39 up, depending on where you live and the shipping and stuff. So if you can't afford to do the paper issue, get the digital issue. You can print out any pattern you want on your computer, and they really are. Barbara Anna's in here. Who was in here that wasn't in here before? I don't want to do a flip through or anything, but Cherry Hill Stitchery, that's the one on the front cover right there. That's Cherry Hill Stitchery. Let me see. There's Barbara Anna's in here all the time. If you're a Barbara Anna fan, you need to be in here. Autumn Lane Stitchery. How many of you love Autumn Lane Stitchery? Look at that. So freaking cute. I'm going to end up doing a flip through, aren't I? Punch Needle. Adorable. I need to find some of these oil cans. I see them used quite a bit to do stand-ups on Punch Needle. I'm looking. Vonna Pfeiffer has this, which is absolutely adorable too. That's her finishing technique for this issue, to show you how to finish something. And that little lollipop just with the ribbon and stuff is just precious. Misty Purcell is in this issue. Blue Flower, Janine McGowan is in this issue. Stitching with the Housewives is here. I mean, just all these designers that you know are in here. I'm trying to see where the Barbara Anna, there it is. Barbara Anna. Look at that Barbara Anna design. If you're a Barbara Anna fan, you need to have Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And the great thing is if you have the subscription, you get to look at all the back issues, and you can print stuff from the back issues as well. So you just do that digitally. So just a lot of just adorable designs. Saprosa is in here. I could go on and on and on. It's a thick, thick magazine. Twin Peak Primitives. So absolutely, I mean, look at how thick that is. It is jam-packed with stuff. Fabulous magazine. So that came in the mail. I have that subscription. That's one of those things that I'm just not going to stop subscribing. I really do love the paper copies, although I have digital stuff saved as well. I belonged to the All About Berries Club from Dying to Stitch. We received our last berry for this year. This is the Nightingale. It was all about birds this time. So there's the pattern, and then it came with, of course, all the stuff, the fabric, the floss, the wool. It had a counting pin with it this time. Just lots of fabulous stuff. So that would be the last of that. We were told a couple of months ago that Erica was not going to do the Berry Club with Dying to Stitch again next year, but that has since changed. And we are going to have the Berry Club again next year. So if you're interested in joining that, you need to contact, I'm sure she's going to open it sometime in December. You can contact them about the Berry Club. Okay, so the only other things that I got, where I actually made a purchase instead of things just coming, was I saw this on eBay for a really good price and ended up getting it, and it is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So I don't know why. That is a humongous design. Will I ever do it? And if I do, will I ever get it done? But I really wanted to have it, so yes, I bought it. And then because of Helen D, who had to show these books, I had to go over to Hirschner's and get them. So it's a cross-stitch Christmas festive favorites, because she showed both of these and she did a flip through on her channel. So if you haven't seen these, you need to go over to it and you'll see what patterns are in them. And this one is called Joyful Tidings, cross-stitch Christmas, $5 a piece plus shipping. Great deal. So those are the only things cross-stitch related that I purchased this time around. I do have a few other things that I want to show you. I just talked in the beginning about the Peddler's Mall here in my town, that I love going over there. It is the best Peddler's Mall I have ever been in. There is one vendor there that I am sure to get a deal every single time I see her, or not see her, go to her booth, because I've only seen her once or twice. But she has the neatest holiday decorations at the best prices. So I want to show you a couple of the things that I got. So I'm going to go collect those and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. So these are a few of the things that I purchased at the Peddler's Mall that I just absolutely adore. So I have this real love for painted ceramics that are holiday related. So I got this turkey, I'm going to show you, over there for $10, which this wasn't the vendor that I was talking about. This was another vendor. But I absolutely love this. This is a soup tureen. And I love these for decorating, and then they go up in above my cabinet in the kitchen and they stay up there until they're needed. But this is the turkey. And he is just so stinking cute. So he has, his top comes off. Well, let me see if I can grab it correctly. Yeah, I'm going to break it trying to do it. Okay, so his top comes off, and then he has his soup ladle. And he is just so stinking cute. Look at turkey butt. He's just beautiful, and I absolutely love him. And I use these for decorating during the holidays for my hutch, my Amish hutch. So let me put this back together. He does have a couple of little chips in him, little nicks, and I'm going to get those fixed. One of them you'll see is right on his cheek right here. He's got a little nick right there, but I'm going to fix that up. I'm not worried about it. They're just for decorating. So I got the turkey for 10. And what I got over at the vendor I was telling you about, or I got these. So this is one. And I just collect snowmen. That's my big thing. I love snowmen. I like to have a whole house of decorated snowmen during the winter season. So this is the first one, and you can see I paid 95 cents, and it is a candle, a votive candle light. But he's perfect. He's got no chips, no nothing, 95 cents. Got a little hole at the top so it can breathe. Just really cute. So I got that snowman. I absolutely love this snowman. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest thing? And you can see he was $1.95. Yep, $1.95 hanging off of his neck. And he's got the top hat. You can see the back. And he has a couple of little scratches on him, but I'm not worried about that. He's for decoration. He is part of my Santa display. So he is just too cute. Little hat, and he's got snow on the top of his hat. So really cute. $1.95. Can't beat that. The cup I showed you, I got 3 of these when I saw them. I'm like, oh, fall cups. Got to have a fall cup. 95 cents a piece. And these are Gibson cups. So they're nice quality, thick cup. And then I got these 4 buttons, which were Halloween, for $1.95. And they were originally $7 for somebody. Somebody paid $7 for them. Yeah, $7 for the 4 buttons. I got them for $1.95. So I'll use those in some kind of Halloween project. And then the thing that I was so excited about was this. Now I paid $10.95 for this tree. $10.95. It says Halloween tree. This is my Halloween tree. Look at this. Can you not see my ornaments hanging off this tree? Let's see if I can get that to hang. Oh, hang correctly. Don't be that way. There we go. Could you not see all the ornaments hanging off this tree for every season? You can see my ornaments there. It's 2.5 by 3, and I could have this thing full of ornaments for Christmas, Halloween, spring, and then summer. So it's on a metal base. I couldn't believe it was $10.95. And I have to say, she had handmade cross stitches hanging on this tree for $2.95 a piece that were done on perforated paper. And I didn't take them. I didn't save the stitches. She also had a frame piece. And because I had a limited budget and I had to be careful how much I spent. And the tree was more important than the stitches. I can make my own stitches, but I may go back and get a couple of them. They were really cute. There was a bat one that was absolutely adorable. So they were like $2.95 a piece. So I'm real excited about this and having it for my ornaments. And now I'll be able to have my tree. And I'm really thinking about painting it. I probably could move it out of my face. I'm really thinking about painting it like a brown or something so I can use it for every season instead of it being black and looking, you know, like it's just Halloween. So I might get some spray paint. It's just a plastic. It does come apart, but it's pretty sturdy and it has lots of branches to hang ornaments off of, which was absolutely awesome. For $10.95, I was over the moon thrilled when I saw it. I almost jumped for joy when I saw it. So those are the things that I have spent my hard-earned money on this past couple of weeks. I would like to take just a minute to tell you that I do watch a lot of Flosstube. When I'm stitching when I'm here at the house by myself, I do flip on Flosstube and I watch quite a few Flosstubers. And I wanted to mention 3 channels that I have watched in the last couple weeks that I've really enjoyed. One of them is So and So. It's called So and So's. They're on their 3rd Flosstube right now. I'm sorry, I do not know their names because I watch on the TV, so I didn't make notes. These are just off the top of my head. It's before I video. But one of the girls had her own channel, one of the women, and she joined forces with another one and really enjoy watching them and seeing what they're working on. And all 3 of these people I mentioned I will link below. It's always great to watch Flosstubers that are brand new or they have first couple of Flosstubes to see what their taste in stitching is, what type of stitching they like to do, what other crafts they like to do, and if it's somebody that you kind of click with, because that's kind of the thing, isn't it? That you have to feel like you kind of click with them, or they entertain you, or you really love the type of stitching they're doing. The second one is 2 Grateful Stitchers, again, 2 women, really great stitching, lots of variety, really enjoyed watching them. They're on Flosstube number 8 right now, so I'll have to go back and binge watch them. And then I've talked about Felicia before. She's worth mentioning again, which is Mouse Potato Designs. She's been stitching for only a year now. She's got, she only does a monthly video, so she doesn't number her. She just does September, October, November. And she is full of energy and she is funny. I'm telling you, she's hilarious. Her stitching is beautiful. And I really enjoy when I see her channel or her channel has a new video, I immediately go and watch it because I think she does great. So I just wanted to mention those 3 people. I will link them down below. Those 3 channels, I should say, because it's more than 3 people. It's 5 people. I'll link them down below so that you can check them out as well. And I think that's it. I can't see anything else that I need to talk about. Got a mess of floss sitting on my desk that needs to be sorted and put back away from the finished kits. And I found this the other day when I was digging vinyl. So it is a plastic vinyl that you cross stitch on. So I'm thinking I might try to do some ornaments on those. And I'm not sure. I also have these, which I found, which are the round, I guess I could have took it out of there. Hold on. I'm going to crinkle it to death here. Hold on. Cover your ears, which are the round 2-piece ornaments. This one's a big one. that you can use a half. If you've seen Vana's tutorial, she did a tutorial on this when you do stitching and then put it up against here and have an ornament that's a bubble ornament where you can put snow and stuff in it. So I have 3 different sizes. I've got this giant one, which is, if I pull this down, which is like this size. I have a medium size that's a little bit smaller, and then I've got even a smaller one. So I think I picked these all up at Hobby Lobby. So I'm sure other craft stores have these ones that come into 2 pieces that you can make things in, but they're pretty cool. So I've been hanging on to those for the last year or so. Still haven't stitched anything for them, but I'm glad I got them because, you know, someday I might have a clue and stitch something that they might fit in there that would look awesome. I need to do a snow scene or a deer scene or something that will fit into that size and then do it and see how it looks. So one of these days when I'm retired and I can just sit at home and stitch all day. Wouldn't that be nice? It would. Okay, so I think that's it. So glad you stuck it out with me and I was able to share what I've been working on. Don't forget, I'm also on Instagram. It is at @cross_my_stitches. If you are on Instagram and we are not we're not following each other, send me a note here or on Instagram with your Instagram name so I make sure I'm following you as well. Love to see what you're stitching on, what you're doing. And I guess that's it. You guys have a great day. And how could I forget? Those poor people in Florida. Everyone knows that I had lived in Florida most of my life. My mother is still in Miami with my brothers. And they're fine. They are fine. Thankfully, they were not hit with the brunt of this storm. I also have friends and family in the Ocala area, and they got a lot of rain and wind, but they're doing okay as well. But for those people that got caught on that west coast, oh my word, they are totally flooded. My heart goes out to each and every one of those families. Hopefully, if you had family in Florida and they were caught in the middle of Ian, that you are able to talk to them, reach out to them to make sure they're okay. I'm asking everyone to please say prayers for Florida, that they'll be able to recover from this. And we also pray that the storm is not going to come around backlashing and hit South Carolina. It's a tropical storm now. Hopefully when it hits the water, it will not gain any strength and then whip back around and cause more havoc. We were scheduled in Kentucky to have very heavy rains here on Saturday. It has now been downgraded for us. So hopefully Ian has kind of lost his steam and is just going to go away. So say prayers for those people that we can recover and we haven't lost any lives. I haven't heard anything yet about anybody losing their life over this storm, which is awesome. But again, they talk on the news. During the storm isn't the hardest part. It's after the storm that people seem to lose their lives. Downed power lines, generator accidents, things like that. Please be careful. Talk to your family members. Tell them be careful. Do not go out and roam about when there are down lines. If it's in the water, you could electrocute yourself. Don't go out and roam around until you know it's safe. If you have a generator, keep it far from the house, not up against the house. More people die from generator accidents after a hurricane than any other time. Please be careful. I wanted to mention that in the beginning and it totally slipped my mind because I had fall on my mind. So take care, everybody, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.